Why, hello everyone. This is me, Alex, once again with another audio recording or podcast, whatever you want to call it. An episode where I share my thoughts. Today, you'll be listening to me talk about Isekai anime and why they're everywhere. Now, throughout this episode, you're going to hear me say Sekai when I actually mean Isekai. I know it's a mistake and it's a blunder, and I'm not going to go back and fix it because I can't be asked to. The only explanation I can give you as to why I keep saying Sekai is because one of my coworkers, his name is Sekai, and he's from Japan. So I'm so used to saying Sekai when I know it's Isekai. I know it's Isekai, guys. Don't get mad at me. I know it's Isekai. And yeah, I'm gonna go back now and I'm gonna let you guys listen to me ramble on about my thoughts about Isekai anime. Hopefully you enjoy, and I'll catch you in the next one. Alright. I mean, let's be real here. Every Isekai anime nowadays all follow a similar style, and to me that just shows a lack of creativity. As everyone and their parents try their hardest to capitalize on a genre that has become quickly overused and oversaturated. This new norm is something we've all been desensitized to, let's be honest here. And it's quite a little disappointing. You've all heard of the cliche story of a protagonist being teleported to another world only to find themselves with some sort of power or special ability that makes them stand out from the rest of the world. Every fan of anime has seen it. They are familiar with it, and it gets stale really quickly. In recent years, Isekai anime has taken over the anime community by storm. With anime such as Sword Art Online, Re:Zero, that time I got reincarnated as a slime, and the rising of the shield hero being staples in the genre itself. However, it's not without its criticisms, which I'm going to be touching on today. For those who may not know, Isekai anime is a subgenre of the Japanese fantasy anime where a protagonist is transported to another world, as I've previously mentioned. This could be through various means, such as being reincarnated, summoned, or trapped within a video game. The protagonist often has unique abilities, and the show usually follows their journey as they find their way back to their homeworld or survive in a new world that they find themselves in. I'm sure you've heard of this before. While Isekai anime has been around for a while, it's only in recent years that this genre has exploded in popularity. It's not hard to see why. The genre offers a variety of possibilities and can be incredibly entertaining. However, the success has led to an oversaturation of the genre. It seems like every season has a new Isekai anime, and many of them feel like they're just copying one another, and it's like one of those things where once you've seen one, you've seen them all. One of the criticisms of Isekai anime is that they often lack originality. The stories are predictable, and the characters are often one-dimensional. Many of the shows follow the same formula of the protagonist being overpowered, having to defeat an evil force threatening the world they're transported to, and things along that nature. I'm sure you could probably name a few off the top of your head. It's easy to see why, though, that this formula is so popular, but again, as I've mentioned before, it's starting to become stale. Another criticism of Isekai anime is that they often rely too heavily on fan service, which, as you guys know, is not something I am a fan of anymore. I have grown and have matured in my taste for anime, and for sure fan service is probably the lowest thing I'll ever look for because it's so obnoxious, so annoying. I hate looking at it, but it's an anime because it draws in the eyes. I understand it. Okay, anyways, while fan service isn't unique to Isekai anime, it's become a staple of the genre. As you guys know, with any fan service, the woman's body is always over-exaggerated, proportions are all over the place, and it's only for the guys' gays because we're fucking simple-minded people. Let me be clear here. This type of fan service is not necessary. And especially nowadays where everyone's getting canceled left, right, and center, and everyone has an opinion on everything, I generally think that over the next couple of years we're gonna see fan services slowly fade out of regular use anime. Obviously there's gonna be like those little instances where it's like a harem or H anime. But other than that, I don't think we're gonna be seeing much of fan service anymore. But that's a discussion for another time. Anyways, getting back to the topic of Sekai anime. If you go to any anime site that tracks anime due to release for the year of 2023, look at how many of them have the Sekai tag attached to them. It's almost as though every anime being released is a Sekai. It's time for something to change. While there's nothing inherently wrong with the Sekai genre, it's time for creators to step outside of the box, try something new. There are so many possibilities within the genre, but creators need to be willing to take risks and try something different. Which is hard when you know that the genre itself, its style, its theme, and everything that it encompasses is working well and has been working well for years now, especially with the recent boom in popularity. Do not get me wrong. There are plenty of exceptional Sekai anime. I've been around long enough to watch SEO. I love SEO, regardless of the hate you guys give it. My favorite all-time Sekai anime is No Game No Life, which I still believe deserves a second season, and I'm still waiting for it, and I hope it comes eventually in my lifetime. But who knows? But yeah, everything has an expiration date. And unless it's going to be something that will knock everyone's socks off, I think that Sekai as a whole, the genre itself, its popularity, has run its course. While Sekai anime still remains popular today, I think it's time for change. Like I said before, the genre has become oversaturated and overused, and as a whole, it lacks originality. Creators need to take risks and try something new to keep the genre fresh and interesting. By doing so, we can continue to enjoy the possibilities that the Sekai genre has to offer. This does not just apply to the studios, the anime studios. More often than not nowadays, they are adapting. They're adapting from original sources. So I think this fundamental change needs to happen on at the very bottom. It all starts with the author. Okay. The author needs to step out of the Sekai world where, the male protagonist gets thrown into this new world, gets the harem, gets overpowered, defeats the boss, everyone praises him, yada yada yada, yada yada yada. We've seen all that. Try something different, How about we throw... we don't really see female protagonists getting thrown into a world, we don't see that. What else? I don't know. But I just need something different. I've seen so many of them. I don't want to watch any of them anymore. Like, when it comes to anime, I'm like steering away from all the Sekai anime. Obviously there are some Sekai anime that I would like to watch here and there, but generally as a whole, I try to avoid the genre as much as possible because of how similar everything feels. Like, in 2022, it feels like I've watched so many Sekai anime, and they all felt the same. They all accomplished the same goals, and I don't even know if they were any entertaining because they all felt the same. So if they all feel the same, I'm gonna have the same reaction. I'm gonna do the same score every time. Like, I think my biggest complaint over the years has been originality, especially in the anime world as a whole. Like, I think we're slowly going away from original anime, and we're just keep adapting, and more often than not, the stories that we're adapting, the original sources we're adapting, are all the same. And it's not a knock on the authors, because obviously there are some original works out there, but you see that less so with Sekai anime, and I don't know why. They all feel the same. It's kind of weird. Anyways, so that's my opinion on Isekai anime. I'll be doing more of these little podcasts things where I just talk about my thoughts. Eventually, I mean, when this episode goes out, it's been like a year since I've actually created or like talking to a mic about my thoughts and stuff about anime. I think this is the first podcast I made, or first audio recording where I did talking about my feelings about anime. But anyways, yeah. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you hopefully in the next one.